At the Fringe, and in comedy in general, I suppose, there exists what I would call Schrodinger's idea. An idea that is simultaneously funny and not funny until forced to be executed in the light of day or dim of night, which is, to be honest, when most comedy takes place. Why am I saying this as an opening? Well, on Tuesday, for the 4th time, this happened. We are gathered here today to mourn the passing of absolute Nickhead, open brackets, Kirk in progress, close brackets, show 18. Cut down before its prime, it didn't have a chance to find an audience, and so we consign its earthly remains to the deep. Fare thee well, show 18. Rest in peace. Yep. Yeah. It's just hard work getting people in. Another busy night in Newtown. Yes, so I know that in a previous video I said I'd had this splendid idea where I would perform my entire show as a sort of audienceless performance art and live stream it if that happened again. But when it came to it and I was stood in an empty venue with no one there for my show, I didn't really have the mental energy to do my whole show to an empty room. It seemed like a funny idea. I still think it's a funny idea, but the reality of doing it was fairly depressing. So I packed up and I went home, which I think was a better use of my time. I've had another idea, but I'm not going to tell you what it is, because that way, if I do or don't do it, you're none the wiser. Yeah. But as the swing and pendulum of the Fringe goes back and forth, yesterday, Wednesday, was my day off. And in a stunning effort on management in my part, that's the only time I'd managed to book myself a spot on the Alternative Comedy Memorial Society, or ACMS, which I have mentioned on this video before. Pretty much my favourite gig to go to in Edinburgh. I love it, and I got to appear at ACMS on the Monkey Barrel stage in Edinburgh. Absolutely delighted with that. I did my shit magician routine, and it went down well. People laughed, people seemed to enjoy it. Even though I was on at 2:20 in the morning, still a crowd that's up for it in Edinburgh. Yes, okay. It would have been nice if co-host Tom Tuck had said my surname right, but you can't have everything. So yeah, great fun. Love ACMS. Looking forward to the awards ceremony on the final night. See in the last few days. Went to see Mary Lane Robertson's great stuff, really personal stuff with a sort of folkloric storytelling element weaved through, which is sort of very much her style. She's had a lot of people sort of fainting / walking out in this show, and it happened in the show I was in. I'm not really sure why myself, to be honest, but actually no. I know she's trying to beat a record for people fainting in the show, so yes, go along and do faint if you can. No, don't faint, that's a terrible idea. I also went to see Michelle Brazier's Legacy. So Michelle's, it's a sort of musical storytelling show. Really enjoyed that, and she's got a great technique in that she's sort of moving amongst the audience as you're getting seated, asking a question which is relevant to the show, which is a sort of nice way to intro the show and build it up. Continuing my theme of generally watching a lot of Antipodean comedians, I watched Melanie Bracewell's Attack of the Melanie Bracewell. Again, another one with a kind of strong story thread going throughout it, and yeah, really enjoyed that. And then last but by no means least, went to see Natalie Durkin's Angle of the North, which was great. More sort of storytelling / musical comedy. Yeah, really funny. Go and see Natalie. Great show. Also yesterday went out for a meal with other comedians and performer types up at the Fringe, which was organised by Natalie Durkin. Thanks, Natalie. And that was nice to go out and sort of sit down and have a meal like an actual human being who's not just running around doing or watching shows. Which, to be fair, is what we'll all be going back to in about 4 days' time. Yeah. So, day off done, ACMS spot done. I've got a couple more spots over the next couple of days, and 4 more shows to go. In theory, will there be people at those shows? Who can say? Well, I mean, me in 4 days' time can definitively say, because I'll know by then. But right now, no one. Who knows? Schrodinger's shows. They both are and aren't attended until we've had them. Anyway, onwards, upwards, outwards, inwards? No. Bye.